Shalom, shalom, shalom. Praise the Most High. Shalom to the elect, those that are fighting to endure to the end and believe and call on the true names of the Father and the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, I say Shalom. It goes down, and it will all go down according to prophecy. You can't say that you haven't been wrong. All right? Let's go to that in Isaiah 55. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 50 and verse 11. And reads, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please. And it shall prosper in the thing thereto, like in the thing to I sent. So when it all goes down, which it will all go down according to prophecy, because why? We read it. The Most High has sent it out, and his word shall not come back void. Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void. So it will all go down, and you cannot say that you haven't been warned, all right? Because we are living in these last days, you know, and Esau, the so-called white man, you know, he just keeps on bringing forth prophecies, whether he knows it or not. Now, recently, you know, the House passed a, you know, bill that can go into effect if it gets signed by the president into law, which, you know, refers to the Anti-Semitism Act, okay? Because contrary to what you believe, although you may or may not have seen these college campuses riots that's going on, you know, that's all working in effect to have, you know, to have bring forth the famine of the word, okay? And once that famine of the word hits, that's going to be it. It's going to be whatever you have been able to acquire in that time, in that grace period, okay? So we are getting closer to the end, all right? And prophecies are getting ready to be lined up so that when they happen, they will fall one after the other. Okay, Habakkuk 2 and 3. Go and tarry, wait for it. It shall not tarry. Let's pull that up. Because when it all goes down, you cannot say that you haven't been warned. Okay? This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3. It reads, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So although you feel like the prophecies are taking their slow, sweet time, when they come, it's going to be at an effect, at an alarming rate that you're going to be taken off by surprise if you haven't been watching and keeping up with them, okay? So we coming into these times where it's all going down, okay? And like I said, that little protest that they've been going throughout the country with these college campuses, that's all by design to bring forth the famine of the word, okay? Because we know that once, you know, that bill gets passed into law, that's going to be it. That's going to be the beginning of it, okay? Now, they ain't going to say that it's going to, you know, it's not going to just stop at the campuses. It's going to make its way through the internet, then eventually off into the streets, where you can't say anything that can be deemed hatred towards those, you know, 1948ers, okay? So it's all in due time that these prophecies are getting ready to be fulfilled, okay? And this is the time that you have to get yourself together for when these times present themselves, all right? When it all goes down, which it will all go down. Now let's get into the book of St. Mark. let's get into the book of St. Mark, the 13th chapter, and get a little bit of in-depth detail of when it all goes down. This is the book of St. Mark 13, and we're going to start at verse 14. Red letters. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. It reads, "But when ye shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing where it ought not, let him that readeth understand. Then let them that be in Judea flee to the mountains." Right. So when it all goes down, which it will all go down, and they send these Gergesons or these martial law into effect, and essentially to shut down these whole cities where you can't leave and come out. You know, once you see a heavy presence of these, you know, these martial law police troops or whatever you want to call them, if it's in your city, you know, Yahweh Shai is giving us warning. He says, when you see the what? It says, "But when you shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing where it ought not, let him that readeth understand. Then let them that flee, then let them that be in Judea flee to the mountains." Right. So if you in these cities and you see an uptake of martial law, you know, in your city, this is a sign that things are getting ready to go down. If you have the means, take off and leave. Don't stay in that city, okay? Because it's only going to get worse. They're going to cut off the strongholds. You're not going to be able to go to stores. You know, it's going to be pretty much like it was in the siege of Jerusalem, okay? When you had individuals, you know, starving to the point that they were eating their own children, okay? It's going to be worse than that this time around, okay? And we giving you heed to take heed, you know, by repenting that what? That you may be found with grace in those days, okay? So if you repent and have faith, the Most High will take care of you. Isaiah 65:13. "My servants shall eat and drink," okay? So it's all about having faith, okay? And the way you go about showing your faith is by keeping these laws, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability, okay? You don't wait for when, you know, the proverbial shit hits the fan to happen to then show your faith. You show your faith prior to that leading up, okay? And when it all goes down, it's going to be too late to show your faith, right? This is the time now to show that you truly believe, okay? Calling on the right names, having faith, okay? Trying to keep the law, statute, commandments to the best of your ability, okay? Understanding that it's not our righteous work that's going to deliver us, but the faith along with our righteous work is going to give us that salvation and that deliverance, okay? So understanding that we're not going to be saved by our righteous works alone. So it says 15, St. Mark 13 verse 15, "And let him that is on the housetop not go down into the house." Right. So it's going to be a time where it's going to be evident that there's something going on outside of the, you know, occasion uptake in the city police. You're going to see these what do you call them, garrisons, these troops coming in with all type of rifles. You're going to know something's up. Whether they giving you the narrative that there's an outbreak in your town or your city, or what they telling you that what? That your city has been deemed under the anti-Semitism law. I'm saying that word like that for, you know, obvious specific reason. But whether your town has been deemed under the anti-Semitism law, we have to shut it down, and we have to address those that are, you know, out and about preaching hate speech. Okay, why? Which is why you're not going to see us out here when those times come. Okay, which is going to bring forth the family of the word. Amos 8 and 11. All right. So this is the time to get it while you have, because it all will go down. When it all goes down, it's going to be too late. So it says 15, "And let him that is on the housetop not go down into the house, neither enter therein to take anything out of his house." Right. So this is showing you a sense of urgency. When you see the abomination of desolation where it ought not to be, you know, whatever you're doing, drop and leave. Okay? If you want to stick around and think that things are going to get back to the way they were, and they cut off the strongholds out of your city, your town, and you can't leave, and nothing can come in, and now they have you pretty much like the proverbial, rat in a trap, you're going to be left to fend on your own, okay? Now, some of us may be in there that don't have any means or ways to get out, but if we believe in this truth and keep the law, statute, commandments to the best of our ability, we're going to be taken care of. Even if they do have to cart us down to these detention camps, these detention centers, which is known as the prisons in the Bible, Revelation 10 and 10, Revelation 2 and 10, some of you should be cast in prison, okay? Be thou faithful to the end, and thou shalt receive a crown, all right? So we understand that as well, okay? So some of us may not be able to get out of here due to our, our disabilities or our means or what have you, okay? But you have to still be faithful all the way into the end, no matter what the circumstance calls, okay? But this is a warning for those that see it coming and have the means and the way about going about getting out of here. Now it says 17. Well, let me go back to 15. And let him that is on the housetop not go down into the house, neither enter therein to take anything out of the house. And let him that is in the field not turn back again for to take up his garment. Right, so you may be out working about, you might be out working and you may see your city get, flagged on TV or a news pop up saying that this city has been taken over by martial law, okay? And you may want to go back there and get something out of your house, but hey, according to prophecy, don't go back, okay? You may say, well, my family is there. Okay, well, that's the risk you take, okay? Your family's going to be taken care of. If you keeping the law, statute, commandments, and have the faith, they're going to be taken care of under you, okay? So it says, and let him that is in the field not turn back again for to take up his garment. Like I said, like the word says, don't go back to your house. If you out and you on the job and you working and you get a alert to your phone, hey, the city, the neighborhood, or whatever have you, has been shut down, is on lock due to a quarantine, due to a pestilence, due to whatever it is, man. Don't go back, okay? Because you do, that's you risking the chance that they're gonna carter you off into concentration camps, or even yet, they may, shut down that city where there's nothing coming and going out of it, okay? The storehouses are empty, 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. So now you left there because you wanted to go back and disobey the word. Now you left there to pretty much, get it how you live, okay? For lack of better words, get it on your own, okay? So these are all warnings that Yahweh Shai has given us, all right? So it says 17. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, right? Because why? They're going to have to take that part, okay? They don't have faith. They have children they have to worry about feeding. They're not going to know when their next meal is coming. They may even eat their own children, okay? So it says, woe unto them that are what? That are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, okay? This is all going into the non-believers, those that don't believe, those that didn't take heed to the warning when the warning was here, okay? So you wanted to stay in the town. You didn't believe that it would come a time that, those troops would actually stay there for good and not leave. So now you stuck there and you got child and you with child getting ready to give birth, and they're not letting you come in or out of the town to go to a hospital to give birth, and you got to give birth on your own. No anesthesia, no doctors, no nothing, okay? It's all or nothing. You gotta deliver that child by yourself, okay? So this is all for the faithful that believe, that take heed. For those that don't take heed and don't have faith and want to stay in the cities and believe that the troops that come in are going to eventually leave, then hey, this is woe to them, okay? It says 19, Slakia, verse 18. And pray ye that your flight be not in winter. Right, because it's going to be even harder. it's going to be even harder to flee or to escape during the wintertime. Okay, you got elements like the cold, the snow, things of that nature. Okay, it's going to be even harder for you non-believers that try to escape during the wintertime. Okay, so it says St. Mark 13 and verse 18. It says, and pray ye that your flight be not in winter. Like I said, it's going to be hard to escape through those cold months, especially those that are up north, like New York, Philadelphia, those cities up there, and even countries that are known to be cold, such as Russia, Antarctica, or what have you. Okay, now you may not have a strong presence in Antarctica, but you get the point. Just pray that your flight, your escape, your flee don't be in the wintertime. Okay. It says, for in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation, which the Most High created until this time, neither shall be. Right. And that's talking about Jacob's trouble, okay? Because there's going to come a time on this earth that is going to be like there's a time that's never been before, okay? Where you can't even imagine the horrors and the pains that's going to come to this world, okay? And it's all going to be orchestrated and designed by Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, okay? I had a little bit of technical difficulties due to the weather being so hot. But let's jump back into it. Matter of fact, let's jump back a few verses. Still staying in the book of St. Mark. Let's start at verse 15. And it reads, and let him that is on the housetop not go down into the house, neither enter therein to take anything out of his house. So like we were saying, when it all goes down, these are warnings that we should take to not go back, okay? There's nothing that is worth going back that's worth us risking losing our life, okay? Including your family, okay? Your family will be taken care of under you. Under the man being the head of the household, who is indeed following after Yahweh Shai, So it's all about order. So it says, and let him that is on the housetop not go down into the house, neither enter therein to take anything out of his house, right? So when it all goes down, which it all will all go down, pursuant to what we read in Isaiah, the 55th chapter, the 11th verse, where the Most High said his word would not come back void. It will go out to seek all that it was accomplished there too. And also what we read in Habakkuk 2 and 3, where the vision is yet for the appointed time, though it tarry, wait for it. It would not tarry. So when these prophecies do come to pass, which they will come to pass, you can't say that you haven't been warned. All right? Now it says, and let him that is on the housetop not go down into the house, neither enter therein to take anything out of his house. So when you see an uptake in these troops in your your city, your town, whatever excuse Esau uses to bring forth them into your town and your city, don't go back to your house, man. If you're on your way home, don't enter into that city. You've been warned, okay? If you in the city and you see an uptake of these garrisons, these martial law enforcers, hey, take off and leave. Flee to the mountains, to the countryside, to another city, okay? We're going to be like pilgrims in that day, all right? Having to uproot and leave, okay? All the way until our salvation, to our deliverance, okay? Now, if you stay in these cities and you can't move out or you can't move, and you have some type of disability, have faith, okay? You're going to be taken care of. Because you're going to have individuals that can't, have the means or the physical abilities to move out or to move when they see these troops come in, okay? So you have to stand on your faith and your belief. And it shows by you keeping the law, statute, commandments to the best of your abilities, while you have the opportunity now. While the world is free to do all type of wickedness, you, by showing your faith, is keeping these laws, statute, commandments to the best of your ability, okay? That's going to go a long way in those perilous times, those evil days, okay? Now it says, 17, well, woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Right, so if you're pregnant, if you have a child, if you have small children, infants, woe to you, because it's going to be twice as hard on you, okay? Because you have to worry about taking care of that infant. You have to worry about giving birth to that infant. And if your city, your town is shut down and they're not letting anybody come in and go out, you're going to have to give that birth all on your own, okay? Woe to you that are with child and give suck in those days, okay? And also, in the siege of Jerusalem, our people were eating their own infants, their own children. Because why? There was a shortage of, food coming in and going out, okay? Those of our people that were wicked, they were eating their own children, okay? So woe to you that what? Give suck. Woe to them that are with child and them that give suck in those days, right? So you wicked individuals, man, you're gonna have a lot coming for you, okay? You're gonna have to worry about exiting and leaving out of the city. You're also gonna have to worry about giving birth if you have child, because you're not gonna have a hedge around you, okay? Because you did not take heed and listen when heed was given to you. The hedge that you would have had is going to be removed from you. And Esau Edom, the so-called white man, which is the sword of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is going to let loose. It's going to be cut loose so you can do whatever it will he see fits. Okay? So it says 17, well, woe to them that are with child and to them that give suck in those days. It ain't going to be a pretty day that day, man. And we're fastly approaching those days, okay? Like I said, they passed that anti-Israel law, and it's waiting to be signed into law, okay? They signed the bill by an overwhelming majority, showing you that what? They on board with it, okay? They're gonna bring forth that bill into law, and it's gonna start off with the campuses, but like usual, it finds its way to other platforms, whether it's the internet, whether it's out in person, physically, publicly speaking. You cannot say hateful things to these people, and they're going to set up lines and phone numbers to report and call, or they may even have it on the app, okay? Which is why you're not going to see us out here preaching on the streets when that comes into effect. Because make no mistake about it, it's going to be a federal law, okay? It's already a federal law as it is right now, but it's going to be even harsher when they get this bill into effect, okay? We're talking about federal fines and prison time, okay? But we know that the feds have a 90+% conviction rate, okay? So when they come with it, they're going to have a case to go up against it. So it says, verse 18, and pray ye that your fight be not in winter. Right, if you have to flee and it's winter time and talking about you in one of these cold cities or states or countries, pray that your flight don't be in the wintertime, okay? Because it's going to be even harder for you to escape or to flee when you got to fight the elements of the cold outside. Now, it's hot down here in Florida, so hot that it caused the camera to shut off, but it's almost bearable as opposed to being in the wintertime when you can get below 30 or 40 degrees, man. Pray that your flight don't be in winter. So it says, and pray ye that your flight be not in winter. For in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation which the Most High created until this time, neither shall be. Right. And this is coming into Jacob's trouble, okay? Where the only people that's going to be saved out of it is the elect. All right? So if you're not, staying grounded in this truth and you out, frolicking around in all type of wickedness, don't be expected to be saved in that time. All right? This is the time now that you have under this grace period to get your affairs in order, okay? Stop sinning, repent, be ye converted, okay? You got Mother's Day coming up. You got Cinco de Mayo coming up. You got Memorial Day coming up. All those are not spoken of in the Bible. We're not supposed to celebrate those days, okay? So what are you going to have? You're going to have our people, engaging in those holidays, okay? So it says, and except that the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh shall be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he have chosen, he have shortened the days. Right. And if it wasn't for the elect and Esau was allowed to, run rampant, he would destroy this whole earth, man. You already seeing it right now, just look at the earth. GMO, your food, you can't eat healthy food. He puts all type of chemicals in the water you drink. Water's supposed to be pure and natural, okay? Even the intercourse that you have, that's weaponized, okay? You have to worry about if this woman has, STDs or what have you, and vice versa, okay? Because there's no law in this society. It's a lawless society, okay? And except those days should be shortened, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, all right? So when it all goes down, which it will all go down, you can't say if you haven't been warned, all right? It's whether or not you take heed to the warning, which is going to dictate how things turn out for you when all hell breaks loose. Okay, Jacob's trouble. Because make no mistake about it, Esau will get loose, man. Esau's going to cut loose when you 2/3, man. You 2/3 that don't want to take heed and take warning, Esau is going to cut loose. That sword is going to get busy, man. And not only him, others like him. You're going to have other people, these troops, which are already in America, already set up for that time, through these migrant crisis borders, bringing forth all these other troops. They're going to look to get loose on you women as well, man. Okay? And if you don't have a hedge of protection, you're going to be easy prey for this purge that's getting ready to come to this land. Okay? Let's go to 2 Thessalonians. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians. Thessalonians in chapter 2. All right, this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. It reads, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, speaking of Esau Edom, okay? Because he's going to be the one that the Most High used to bring forth his judgment, okay? He's going to allow people to believe the deception that this devil's going to be running. Okay, uh, 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 that there's another side after this if you receive the mark. Okay, things will go back to being the way they were if you receive the mark. Okay, but it's all to deceive those that don't believe. It reads, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. And that mark is going to be a lying wonder, okay? It's going to promise the ability to, restore sight, to restore hearing, to allow the cripple to walk again, okay? To allow your city to be opened up again if you would all but just take this mark. You can now leave and go out of this town into another town or another city. It's all a lie. It says, verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish. Why? Because they receive not the love of the truth that they might be saved. And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. And that's going to be the lie that you believe, that what? If you take the mark, you can somehow, get back to the way things were, okay? And if not, you're gonna be left here to suffer the fate with everybody else, okay? So you have to watch out for that. So it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness and unrighteousness. So it's going to come a point in time where he's going to push this, mark where you take it. If you don't put it in your right hand, you won't be able to buy nor sell, and not only on top of that, you're not going to be able to do the things that you normally used to do, okay? Whether it's taking a flight, taking a trip, going on vacation, all these things you're going to have that mark in order to, participate in this society. It says, and for this cause, the Most High shall send us strong delusion. Right, so the fact that you don't take heed to this warning, the Most High is going to give you strong delusion that you would believe the lie that he's going to, perpetuate to you. It says,
do you mind keeping this right quick? Oh, that's what it stands for, keeping the atmosphere alive. This must have been a hangout at one point.
Appreciate it, brother.
Y'all understand what time it is? Do you have any idea what time we are here? Do you think that this society, this place is going to continue to go on in the way that it is?
Yes, sir.
So do you believe there's a change that's coming or anything in the foreseeable future?
Yes, sir.
What do you think is getting ready to happen? What do you think particularly?
It's going to be life changing, whatever it is. It's definitely going to be life changing.
You keep up with the news by any chance?
You do.
You see all the protesters, you're hearing all the protesters that's going on throughout the country with all these yeah. They just put a bill into effect. I think it's like the anti-Semitism bill. They're getting ready to pass it into law. If it gets signed, there's certain things that you can't say towards these people that are deemed hate speech, and if so, it's going to be persecuted under the federal law. Now, spoken of in the Bible, that it would be a family of the word, okay? And once that family of the word hit, it's going to be pretty much whatever you was able to require while you have this grace period of going. Yeah. So that's why we're telling our people to repent, because we're going to need that hedge, that salvation, okay? Because it's going to come a point in time where you're not going to be able to, get this truth readily available how you are right now. Because what? They're going to persecute us under that anti-Semitism law. What does it say? If you come against these people, it's deemed hate speech. Now,
Christian, Israelite,
yeah. Well, we are people of the Bible, Hebrew Israelites. Okay. You heard of them, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we telling our people, those that are on this tribe to repent while you still have time. Okay. Holidays we're not supposed to keep. Such as they got a big holiday coming up pretty soon. I think it's Mother's Day.
Right.
Followed by Memorial Day. Those holidays aren't grounded into what the word says. Those are actually, heathen holidays. Right. Like the Mother Day.
Easter.
Yeah, all of that. So we telling our people to repent and to turn back while there's still time, because the Most High, whose name is Yahweh, he's getting ready to remove his word from off the street. And then it's going to be whatever you have, acquired in that grace period is going to allow you to be, pretty much sealed and put a hedge around you. So if you don't repent while you have this grace period and turn back to your wicked ways, then you will be left up to the devices of this wicked man. And the Bible is on which is today is what we call the so-called white man, Caucasian.
Right, right.
Okay, now it's not due to the skin color, it's due to the spirit. Okay, because you have some people that look white that actually goes back to this chart because it goes back to the patrilineal lineage to the seed of the man. So initially it was all the people on the chart were colored, but through the curses, and one of the curses being that we would scattered like 4 coats of the earth, we mingle with other races, and we start to take on their looks. That's why we're not preaching. Right, so this is just pretty much primarily here in the Western Hemisphere, but we have our people scattered throughout the whole earth. But the bulk of the deliverance would be here in America. You know how this place is going to go out? It's going to go out by the way of ICBM Wilson. Okay, you ever heard of the lake of fire in the Bible? This place is going to be the lake of fire. It's going to be an altar, a sacrifice for all the wickedness that it has done. You have things such as trans, LGBTQ, and they preach that stuff to our children. Okay, this place is complete wickedness, and it says has reached the heaven. And now it's time to live on this planet. Okay?
Appreciate you,
So
bro.
just repent and have faith,
Appreciate
No problem. All right, good evening. All right. So this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and 10. And with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Right? So they might receive the love of the truth, and they might do a little bit more, in-depth research and find out, okay? But as far as it being, concerned about a mirror on the wall, that's light work compared to what's at hand, okay? What's at hand is salvation. A mirror of this wall, that this used to be a club back in the day, that ain't gonna give you salvation, okay? It's turning back to these law, statute, commandments that's going to keep you delivered, but not just them having the faith as well and knowing the names to call on. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. All right? So it says what? And for this cause, the Most High shall send them a strong delusion that they shall believe a lie. Right? So if you don't take heed and you don't, turn back from your wicked ways and repent, you're going to receive whatever lie that Esau, Edom, perpetuates in those times. Okay? Whether he's telling you that, your city has been marked due to a certain plague or outbreak, because this place is trying to go down. Whether it's the dollar that crashed, whether it's a pestilence that takes it out, whether it's a law, whether it's a bill that gets into a law, whatever it is, this place is prime for judgment. Okay, it's going to be that altar. All right. So it says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, and they shall believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. Okay, like I told them, celebrating these holidays, they're not, biblically found in the Bible. Okay, so Mother Day, which is an exhortation or worshiping of the Queen of Heaven, so on with Memorial Day. All these are heathen holidays that we're not supposed to uptake and uphold. Okay, so whether they took heed or not, they've been marked till they receive the truth. Okay, so if they want to be concerned about taking pictures of a building that was once, full of wickedness, because these clubs they spawn adultery. Okay, so however it is, they heard the word. Okay. Now let's go ahead and close out, and we're not going to make it too much more longer. Verse 5 and verse 8, it says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walking without seeing who he may devour. Right. So once you have the truth and you received it and you heard it, you know, if you are the elect, you're going to make the necessary adjustments. Okay, you're going to repent. You're going to turn back from your wicked way. Okay, because if not, you're going to suffer the judgment along with the rest of you guys here in America. All right. So, you know, this was the lesson. When it all goes down, which it will all go down, you can't say that you haven't been warned. All right. And with that being said, we're going to turn to the east and give praises. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.